and play on 2nd and 10. That's his youth right there.
Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins!
So today I'll be continuing with my college football schedule, previewing point spread prediction videos with the Coach Prime Colorado Clown show. So this is a pretty difficult non-conference schedule, having two Power Four opponents on the road, Georgia Tech and Northwestern, especially for Colorado. So I watched quite a bit of that Colorado Georgia Tech game last year, and as many mistakes as Georgia Tech made early in that game, if they had been playing almost anyone else except Colorado, they would have lost the game. Haynes King saved them with his legs, and he's gone now. And I know that he was a Georgia Tech legend. And Georgia Tech's new quarterback, though, will be Alberto Mendoza, Fernando Mendoza's younger brother. And if he's anything like his older brother, he's going to be an upgraded quarterback for at Georgia Tech. But good news for Colorado is their quarterback situation in this game can't be any worse than it was in this game last year. Four-star quarterback Julian Lewis should be getting the start in this game. And then Northwestern, I think, probably has less talent on their roster than Colorado does, but they do have a much better coaching staff than Colorado does, especially with a big name like Chip Kelly on their staff now and elite offensive coordinator. And the head coach at Northwestern is certainly a better coach than Deion Sanders is. Just to let you know how serious of a football coach Deion Sanders is. Few months ago, he was yelling in so much excitement, "We've got a black kicker," like he was getting a Heisman quarterback back, and that's exactly what Colorado needed from watching them last year, isn't it? Never mind that their defense couldn't stop anyone, and then their offense couldn't hardly get a first down to get a kicker in range to kick unless this kicker can kick from 90 yards away. Seems to me like he should be focused on if he got a good kicker or not, and not the color of the kicker's skin, and also getting some decent lines of scrimmage. This would be like if a white football coach yelled in excitement, "I've got a white running back," or "I've got a white cornerback," because nearly all running backs and cornerbacks are black. But State is one pretty much a guaranteed win for even Colorado because they're a bad FCS team. Uh, Now, if Weber State was one of the best FCS teams, that would not be near a guaranteed win for Colorado. And it's the only likely win on Colorado's schedule. Now, I'm not saying that Colorado is going 1-11. I think they'll get at least one conference win. So Colorado will have five new conference opponents compared to last year. Last year they played BYU, TCU, Iowa State, West Virginia, and Arizona. And instead, this year, they will play Baylor, Texas Tech, or Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, and Central Florida. And I do think that makes the conference schedule easier than last year. Because while Texas Tech is likely going to be a preseason top 15, maybe even top 10 team, it's and it is the one game on Colorado's schedule where I'd give them a zero chance to win. It's better to just have to play them than to have to have played all three of BYU, TCU, and Arizona, and none of Baylor, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, and Central Florida are going to be anywhere near the preseason AP top 20 at five. Now, not that one of them couldn't end up being a surprise team, but this will give Colorado four good opportunities to get wins in their fight to get to 6 wins to become bowl eligible, which is what I think is the best they can hope for in 2026. Now, you may be thinking that the bye week comes at the best time because it comes in between what's uh, Colorado's toughest 2 game stretch, hosting Texas Tech and hosting Utah. But the 2 game stretch on the road at Arizona State and hosting Houston is pretty close to as tough as that one. I think this bye week comes at a bad time because Utah, while I'm not saying Colorado has a zero chance to win at this game, I don't think they have much more than a 0% chance of winning this game. And the same goes for the games of Arizona State and Houston. And the only reason I'm not saying no chance for Colorado in these games is because even as bad as Colorado was last year, they were still able to pull off one pretty big upset against Iowa State. But I think at best case, Colorado wins one of Utah, Arizona State, and Houston. And the home and away, it didn't work out very well for Colorado, because the 3 best teams that they will play, at least on paper, are probably Texas Tech, Utah, and Houston, that they all get at home. So would have been better to have just played them on the road. And then most of their most winnable games in the conference, like at Baylor, Oklahoma State, and Cincinnati, are all on the road. And if you're Colorado, you would have much rather have played those at home because while I know Colorado is certainly not what you consider to be a tough environment to play, and Deion Sanders hasn't improved Colorado's on the field performance much, but he has helped to increase their game attendance. And the Kansas State game. I'm not expecting that much from Kansas State in year one under Colin Klein. I don't see them a contender in the Big 12 this year. No, I'm not saying that Colin Klein is going to fail as a head coach. I think they'll probably be kind of an average team this year, uh, but a better team than Colorado because Colorado, I'm almost certain, is going to be a bottom half team in the Big 12 again. But with this game being at home, I would give Colorado a little bit of a chance to win it. If there is a minus at the beginning of the spread, that means that Colorado is the favorite. If there's a plus at the beginning of the spread, that means that they're the underdog. A 20 plus spread is a blowout, and there's 2 of those, Weber State and Texas Tech. A 10 to 19 spread is medium, and there's 2 of those, Utah and Houston. A 6 to 9 spread is close, but there'll be a clear favorite, and there's 2 of those, Georgia Tech and Arizona State. A 1 to 5 spread means it's almost a complete toss up, and there's 6 of those, Northwestern, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Cincinnati, and UCF. So if I had to guess the exact spreads for these games right now, I'd say Colorado would be about a 24-point favorite over Weber State, and about a 25-point underdog to Texas Tech. and a 7-point underdog to Georgia Tech, and a 4 or 5 point underdog to Northwestern, and a 3-point underdog to Baylor, but only because it's on the road. At home, I think Colorado would be a slight favorite in that game, and I'd say Colorado will be about a 2 touchdown underdog to Utah and about a 2 touchdown underdog to Houston. And I'll say Colorado will be favored by a point or two against the Oklahoma State, and I'll say Colorado will be a 3-point underdog to Kansas State only because it's at home, though. On the road, I think that'd be in the 6 to 9 range, and I'll say Colorado will be a 8 or 9 point underdog to Arizona State, and I'll say there'll be a 3-point underdog to Cincinnati, but only because it's on the road. At home, I think Colorado would be a slight favorite in that game, and I'll say Colorado will be a 4 or 5 point favorite over Central Florida. So that'll be it with this video. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.